show you how to make a candle, but not just any candle, a Candy Crush color bomb candle. Isn't this so cute? So if you want to learn how to make this, you gotta watch this video. You'll need white leftover candles, brown wax dye blocks, or brown crayons, a round candle mold, candle wick, a skewer, a knife, tape, and scissors. You'll also need yellow, white, red, green, pink, and blue 3D paints. Paper towels and tin foil will come in handy as well. You'll need a stove, 2 old pots, a metal strainer, a wooden spoon, and Kleenex. A small aluminum tin can be helpful too. I'm also going to use stearin, which is optional. Let's prep our candle mold, shall we? Grab your mold and candle wick, open the mold, and stick your candle wick through the small hole in the mold. You can use the sharp end of your skewer to help make that easier. Pull the wick through and close your candle mold. Make sure your wick is pulled through pretty far because now you'll need to tie your candle wick to your skewer. Once you've done that, place the skewer in the slots of your mold and pull the wick tight from the other side. Once it's tight, fold it over and stick it to the mold with tape. Then you can cut the wick. This will be the top of your candle. The mold has little legs so that it stands on its own, but 2 of mine broke, so I'm gonna have to let this roll of duct tape hold my mold. Turn on your stove and set it to a low temperature. Place a pot onto it, break your candles in smaller pieces, and put them in your pot. Make sure you have enough wax for your mold and some extra. Let the candles melt while stirring regularly. Be very careful. If you spill wax onto your stove, wipe it off immediately with paper towels. You could also use the double boiler method with water to melt your wax. It's slightly safer, but also more of a hassle and it takes more time. I have more candle making videos where I show lots of different ways to make candles, so I will link that playlist at the end of this video. Be sure to check it out. Once your wax is melted, you can take the wick of your old candles out. As you can see, old or burned candles aren't perfectly clean. If we were to make our candle with this wax, there would be dark specks in it. We don't want that, so we're going to clean it. Take 1 layer of paper tissue from the Kleenex, place it in the metal strainer, and place that strainer onto your other pot. Slowly pour your hot wax through. The dirty specks will be left in the tissue and your wax will be nice and clean. Wipe your strainer with paper towels immediately before the wax hardens. Now we need to turn this wax into something that looks like chocolate. Cut some of your wax dye blocks and stir it into the wax. Keep adding more until you get closer to the color you want. I'm going to add some stearin too, as it will help get the candle out of the mold more easily and it will also make it burn longer. Keep in mind that wax will look lighter once it hardens. To check what the color of your wax will look like when it hardens, pour some into the aluminum tin. I'm going to add more dye, but I also need my brown to be less of a red tone. So I'm going to add some of this crayon to help with that and to prove that you can definitely color your wax with crayons too. The crayon will take much longer to melt and you'll have to stir and stir to make your wax an even color. Crayons are a bit dirty and chunky, so if you use those to color your wax, make sure to purify your wax again afterwards using the strainer and Kleenex method. Also clean out your pots well so that no residue is left in them. This color looks about right to me. Let your wax cool a bit so that it's not super hot anymore when you pour it. First, only pour a little bit, wait a few moments, and check if nothing is dripping from the bottom. If there is, wait a bit longer before you add more wax. If there's not, you can fill the rest of your mold with the wax. Make sure the wick is positioned in the center of the candle. Let the candle harden completely. This can take up to a day. Once it's dry, you'll notice that the wax has shrunk where you poured it. You'll need to fill that up, and that's why you needed to make more wax than what fits into the mold. Melt your leftover wax and fill these holes in your candle. Let harden again. You'll probably need to repeat these steps 2 or 3 times. Once the wax no longer shrinks, you can remove the skewer, cut some of the excess wick, and remove the mold. You can leave it like this, but especially with the round candle, it's important for the bottom to be nice and flat. So we're going to flatten it using some tin foil and our stove. Place some tin foil onto the warm stove and carefully place your candle onto it and rotate it. Now we have what looks like a chocolate ball, but it's not quite that fun color bomb from the game yet. Grab your 3D paints and create big blobs onto your candle. It's easy to create nice round blobs that are aligned neatly, but that's not what you want to do here. If you look closely at images of Candy Crush's color bomb, you'll notice that some are close to others. There are smaller ones and bigger ones, and some are nice and round while others are more stretched out. So you want to create that variety too, otherwise it will just look like a candle with colorful dots and not like the candy. You'll need to do this in stages. Create some, then let them dry for a while. Create some more, then let those dry for a while, and so on. It can take quite some time for all of your blobs to be completely dry, even up to a few days. Be patient because you don't want to ruin those that are still drying. Once everything is dry and hardened completely, ta-da! You have a Candy Crush Color Bomb candle! I really hope you enjoyed this video on how to make this Candy Crush Color Bomb candle. If you did, I would love to hear from you in the comments below. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon with my next video. Bye!